How do you know a trad wife isn't a trad wife? Well, she fucking posted online. You know, as
Yeah,
soon as these
yeah, I
girls
guess.
post their little fucking gimmick online, you're like, wow, you ought to be quiet in the kitchen right now. It's not very traditional of getting on Instagram, being like an Instagram whore with your links in the bio to your OnlyFans and your Patreon. It's the same fucking thing. And here's your merch store where it's like buy a custom embroidered sundress. Look like me, look like a look like a whore.
Well, you think they're like marketing to other women to try and get them to be trad wives, or just like guys that wish they could have a trad wife that watch these women in their sundresses like it's OnlyFans light?
Okay, I'll give you the answer to that. What do you think the OnlyFans models are marketing to? Do you think they're marketing with their naked bodies and their parasocial relationships? Do you think they're marketing to other women?
No, but I don't think that a trad wife would sell a sundress to a man either. So,
That's fair, but I also have never legitimately seen merch as a sundress as merch in a bio.
okay,
I was making an exaggerated point.
okay, fair enough.
So,
So,
y-
just the fact that they're online bothers you because they're supposed to be traditional wives that should just be doing wife shit and not recording everything for Instagram, is your point,
well, I
right?
think the most modern phenomenon in the world is taking a million fucking selfies in the bathroom, right? You
Yeah,
know,
for
it's
sure.
so
Yeah, it's
modern
horrible.
because like you never, with a Polaroid camera, I don't know if you remember when those were pretty
Yeah,
popular.
I'm old. Yeah, yeah, I
Yeah.
remember.
So, when the Polaroids were pretty popular and you'd have to pay like a fucking basically $20 for a pack, $5 to $20 for a pack, depending on what store you went to, of the Polaroid films, right? So you definitely didn't want to fucking waste it.
Yeah, yeah, it was like 10 pictures in a pack for like 20 bucks or something. When
Yeah.
20 bucks was a lot more money, but you didn't
Yeah,
have to pay to
you get
get it
them, you get them
developed.
everywhere. It's ubiquitous, that's when they were talking about the Kodak moments or, shit like that.
Yeah, yeah,
And, you get your Polaroid and you change your white balance. You look at it through the viewfinder if you were fortunate enough to have that version of the camera. And, you look through it and then you're like, okay, that's good. You take a picture and then you just realize that you like spent, you took a picture of a sunset and then you think to yourself, God, was that even worth it? Because like, now I only have
$2.
9 pictures left in the
Two,
roll. So,
and then it would come out right because women can't take pictures very good
exactly, it's all blurry and shit and it's actually of
unless it's a
them.
selfie. It's like
It's like,
the only picture a woman takes good is a selfie. Like every other picture they take is like blurry as shit. They don't they can't get the angle right, the light. They don't consider lighting at all. But somehow whenever they turn the camera, to front facing, they get all of the shit down pat. The lighting, the makeup, everything. You notice that?
yeah, everything's fucking flawless, right? You know,
Yeah.
they can't take a picture of a sunset, but they can take a picture of like their face and like the sun is behind them. So like their face is the sun and they're like, oh my God, hashtag glowing. So like the whole fucking thing is, is like, such a modern phenomenon that you can take a billion pictures, right?
Yeah.
And you can spend
Yeah.
this much time on social media without actually doing any work. So like, if you're
Yeah.
a traditional wife, okay, and if you know that there's a shit ton of stuff to do, like managing a house and like taking care of kids and making fucking food and just whatever the fuck. Like if you imagine the stereotypical like the platonic ideal of the trad wife, right? If it was real, which it's not, um,
Like doing
is
laundry and watching soap operas all day, and
and
folding
taking
laundry while watching.
quaaludes.
Yeah, and yeah, drinking
Yeah, being
wine.
high as shit. Yeah, so basically, you have a fuck ton of shit to do constantly. You don't have time to post it. You have time to post it. Absolutely not. I don't believe you have time to post it, and I just think it's a modern phenomenon that people just have to. record themselves and take a million pictures in their fucking sundresses and they're like hashtag trad wife life or something like that. Or like, me and my husband have like do gender roles. And I'm like, you and basically 60% of all married couples.
Right.
Maybe
Isn't
70.
your wife like a trad wife?
My wife is a trad wife insofar as like, she actually, she does the things, but she doesn't post it.
Yeah,
So
so
she,
that's what makes you think that all these women on the internet are just faking it because your wife is too busy like taking care of the kids in the house and the kitchen and all this shit. She's not taking a million selfies and doing Instagram reels the whole time. That's what
yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah. She doesn't have time to get in a fucking sundress, right? She doesn't have time to fucking do her makeup or anything. We don't even have the money to do that shit. So like basically she just takes care of the house. Most of her day is like cleaning, meal prep, taking care of the kids. And then in her few fleeting, like, uh, minutes of off time at a time, she'll read.
Right.
Right. She won't bother like being online and doing all the posts and stuff like that. Maybe
Editing the
she'll,
videos
yeah,
and
editing the
adding the
video,
filters. Well, it's
producing
like
it.
it's like truckers are is a big thing now online. There's all these truck driver influencers, But and I thought about doing it, but I'm too busy tarping loads and chaining loads and checking my truck and my tires and fueling and all this shit that I just it's like way more work just to record myself doing the work
So
that I
that's
just end up dealing
that's
with.
like the moral of the story. Yeah, exactly. You're too busy doing your job to talk about doing your job, right? So
To make
a
content about
traditional
it.
wife who's like a homemaker, I don't like to call my wife a trad wife because I think that's like cringy and Catholic and like anime waifu, uh, catboy,
Right.
gay
Like
catboy summer kind of
role
nonsense.
play.
Yeah,
Cowboy
yeah.
summer.
It's the it's like sub dominatrix. It sounds like a kink, right? Honest to God. So what my
I
wife's
think it
title,
is.
yeah, it's definitely a kink. My wife's title in the house, it's like homemaker, right? She manages the
Yeah.
home. Where I'm like a home manager, she takes care of like the house.
Right.
Right?
You just
I make
stand
the
there
big
and tell her
decisions.
you're like the
Yeah.
manager. You stand there and you're like, pick that up. Wash
Yeah,
that
yeah.
over
Just like
there.
any other manager, just like any other, like a foreman on a job. I sit in the
Yeah.
big lifted, F-250, that I spent $90,000 on, or
And tell everyone else.
the tungsten Ram 1500. A link in the
Tungsten
bio,
Ram.
guys. Use the referral code. Uh, and for $87,000, and I just say and I like eat a sandwich. I just tell
Yeah.
my
She and
guys, hey,
she
you need
makes
to do
has
a
to
better
make you
job.
the she has to make you the sandwich as well.
Yeah, she has to make me the
For sure.
sandwich, right? And
That
we,
is like
yeah,
that's the number one activity for tradwives other than Instagram is sandwich making, right? Isn't that how it
yeah,
works?
sandwich making, and then they actually. Could you imagine you're a husband, right? You come home, right? Come home from doing a long day of working or whatever
And
you
you
do.
want a sandwich, but your wife
You
has
want
to
a
like
sandwich, but your wife
set
is
the
a trad
camera up.
wife. Your wife is a trad wife influencer, so she's like, hold on, baby. Before I give you your fucking sandwich, I'm gonna have to go out in the yard. We're gonna have to start next year, next April, next spring. I'm gonna have to plant the wheat. I'm gonna have to plant the wheat. We gotta grow. We gotta do a full growing season. I gotta get the scythe right. I have to blacksmith it myself. I have to go into your shed. I'm gonna use your insert name of metal object. I'm gonna turn it into a scythe. I'm gonna harvest and reap the wheat. I'm gonna take it to the millstone. I'm gonna mill it into flour. you know, by this time, her husband and her whole family, her husband's dead, her family's grown. Uh,
Yeah,
generations have
her
passed,
kids have
eons of the
moved
earth.
out.
So she
Yeah,
set up her camera, right? And she's like filming all these, little activities like, harvesting wheat. And then she's like, oh God, ooh, 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 I gotta get the chicken. And so she goes, She goes to the coop, right? It's full of shit. It's like barely
Rips the
maintained.
chicken's head off.
She slaps the chicken. She slaps the chicken on the on the fucking metal box. And she pulls out an
Yeah.
axe that she just like pulls out of her fucking sundress. She's like,
Yeah.
she
The
equips her like
utility belt.
sidearm hand. Yeah, her utility belt. She slings the axe execution style. She beheads the chicken. She throws the chicken into a random machine, a defeathering machine, right? She's milling that. She's like turning the handle, and it's like removing all the feathers, And it's like at this point I'm watching it and I'm like, oh, by the way, this is a real video that I watch. I,
What?
I don't think I ended. Yes, this is a real video. I know it sounded like a bit. It's not a bit. It was a real trad wife demonstration of making a sandwich. Okay. Actually, it wasn't a sandwich. It was chicken Alfredo for her mother-in-law.
Right. Which of
So,
course you need wheat and chicken and
so
Alfredo.
she gets the chicken right, and she puts it. And honestly, I'm surprised she didn't hand pluck the chicken because a machine plucking it would change its genetic code and remove its nutrients or something
What
like
the
that. I
fuck
don't
are you
fucking know.
talking about?
I'm talking about the microwaves. Okay, keep up.
Okay.
So.
What about the microwaves?
What about the microwaves? No, I can't. No, we gotta stay. I gotta stay
Okay. All right. I'm
on
just
target.
go ahead.
I'm
Just
gonna
tell the
lose it.
story.
I'm gonna
All
tell the
right.
story, okay? So
Okay. Go ahead.
basically, she puts the chicken in the thing in the bee boo bop contraption, right? Spins it around, right around, spin that
The
ass in a
chicken
circle.
spinner.
The
The
chicken
chicken
spinner
spinner.
3000, right?
Right.
And then the chicken comes out completely plucked. All its feathers are out, right? She puts the chicken, she starts cutting it up into like slabs, like chicken ingots, you know, chicken
Right.
slabs, and then she cuts it up, puts it in the pan, and then she's like, oh god, I gotta make the pasta. And so she puts the fucking wheat, she puts the flour, and she gets she has a pasta milling machine, right?
Yeah.
Because of course she does. And so she cranks the machine up, and out comes, like, after she's mixed the egg and the flour and the water and everything, out comes the strips of the pasta comes out for the chicken Alfredo. She's like, perfect. She gets all that, and she hand makes the sauce because she has more flour. She finds more flour, and she puts it all together. And after 27 years, she finally made. Everyone's fucking starving to death, and she uh she presents the chicken Alfredo. She's like, look, and I'm like, I literally, my wife could have made that in like half an hour.
Does it look good?
It looks exactly like something my wife could and would make
Right. Yeah. You can order like
without the. Yeah, you could order chicken Alfredo from a
you can
restaurant.
order it for like no, you can order it like from the mail. You can get like for like $8 a box chicken Alfredo delivered next day, which probably would be less time than growing the wheat and harvesting the wheat, and grinding the wheat, and killing the chicken. Next day $8. Hell yeah.